What is up, Gorilla Nation? It is Relentless here, bringing you yet another Division 2 build video. But if you would be so kind, please show some love to that like button. Also, smash that sub button if you happen to be new to the channel. And don't forget to reach up there, trigger that bell, and turn on post notifications, so that way you never miss a live stream or a video that is uploaded. Well, as you've seen on the thumbnail of this video, we are showcasing and showing off more or less the Savage Wolverine. And no, I did not make this build more or less per se with the new specialist, because let's just be honest, we're going to see tons of regurgitated clutch berserk builds because it correlates and works out super well. It's like that specialist was made for berserk and clutch. But I just want to show you how this weapon actually does on a build that I have yet to put out, and it has tons of survivability and you do tons of damage. So I'm going to send you over to the gameplay, and I'll see you folks back here in just a moment.
Here they come.
Let him pop out.
I love those grenades. Ready? Ah, shit. Oh, man. They didn't know that was gonna happen.
Players.
Where?
Fucking D-bags, all of them come running out. What are you doing with that LMG, fatty? Keep shooting me, bitch.
Got one.
Ooh, what the hell is that?
Me?
Oh. And Mario's down.
Above us.
Nice outfit, man.
What?
Damn, yo. Up top, you got them singing skills, bro.
Kobe!
His drone's down.
Call me.
He's stuck like Chuck. You like that stuck grenade?
Bang, bang. Woo.
He's not dead, but he's down.
Got one over
We
here.
got one more coming in.
You ain't running away, dude. Well, as you can see, it definitely works out. It just depends on your personal playstyle and personal preference. So let's jump into mine. Now, I'm using the Survivalist because I'm running Bloodsucker, and it's more or less an armor-based build, and I don't think it correlates well with the new Specialist, so I didn't want to slap on the new Specialist just because it has some nice shiny bells and whistles if it doesn't work out well and correlates and translates into my build. So this particular build on this Savage Wolverine, 24.2k based, 869 RPM. If you want to compare it to the Pyromaniac's only at 23 with just a little bit more RPM. That's perfectly ignited. So when you're getting those clutch berserk builds all up in your face, 24.2, then you're going to have close and personal. You're going to be feeding off the berserk clutch by way of Bloodsucker, and you can kind of see where the synergy lies. And then of course we're going to proc Spark. We're going to proc some hazardous way of means by Bleed if we so get the opportunity to, either that or a flame grenade. But instead of the Eagle Bearer, which is I have protected reload on my sidearm, so while I'm shooting, I'm getting a proc of bonus armor as the holster talent of the Eagle, 10%, so another 47,000 armor for just while shooting my Savage Wolverine, which further increases my survivability, and also reloading it. I'll also get a proc of bonus armor from protected reload, which is 10% bonus armor. So whether I'm shooting or reloading, I'm getting a proc of bonus armor. And while I am shooting, getting that bonus armor, if I'm going against, Berserk or Clutch or, just shredding someone's armor off, then I'm also getting a proc of Bloodsucker, which in turn furthers my survivability. Now I have 475 armor. It's because my percentage roll on my chest is a little low. We'll get to that in a moment. 75k health, but 2348 to my pokey heal. The reason I call the pokey seeker heal a pokey heal is because when your armor is low or you take damage, it gives you a little squirt like the Pokemon Squirtle. So it's the little Squirtle pokey heal. And on this particular build, I'm getting 21,921 per squirt. And of course, on the Hive and PvP, 21,705. So a little extra damage goes a long way. But all this synergizes well with my survivability, whether it be by heals, getting procs of bonus armor for taking off someone's armor, for shooting, or just simply reloading my weapon. So let's start out with the chest piece. 9% total armor. If I had a percentage like this particular chest piece, 15.5, then I would be closer to or well over 500k armor. Then I have a numerical value of armor of 40,958 with 700 skill power. That Bloodsucker requiring 11 or more defensive Legos, 2 defensive and an offensive mod slot. In the defensive, 5128 armor, 3% total armor, 4% explosive resistance. Offensive mod, 6.5% AR damage. The second defensive mod, 3945 armor, 3% explosive resistance, and then 4% total armor. Now onto the second piece of Heligar, which gives me the 20% hazard protection along with the 5% total armor. We have 5.5% total armor, 5% weapon damage, and then 30,476 armor as the attributes. We're going with Hardened, 15% total armor, and Spark, damaging enemies with skills or explosives grant 15% weapon damage for 15 seconds. We have a defensive and offensive mod slot. We're getting 6.5% on the offensive mod slot by way of assault rifle. And the second one, 4869 armor, 3.5% total armor, and then 3% explosive resistance. Now we went with the 3 pieces of True Patriot because we're getting the red, white, and blue. We can apply the debuffs, which are as follow. When you shoot an enemy, apply a debuff. Debuffs are applied in the order red, white, and blue, cycling every 2 seconds. Red decreases damage dealt by the enemy, which will help me out. And then, of course, white restores armor to friendlies that shoot this enemy, which helps my teammates out. And then blue boosts skill haste to friendlies that shoot this enemy, which is if you have someone in your group having skill power or running good technician, this will also help them out. So I'm trying to be more or less a team-oriented player. But on these knee pads, we have 12% total armor, an offensive mod with 5.5% assault rifle damage, and the defensive mod, 5644 armor, 3% total armor, and then 3% explosive resistance. In the holster, we have 787 skill power, 26,728 health, 2 offensive mods, 6% weapon damage going to my assault rifle in the first one, and then 6.5% in the second offensive mod, for a total of 12.5% weapon damage just on the holster alone. On to the mask, I forewent the hazard protection like I have on this particular mask down here because I went with skill power that would also help me and my teammates out at the same time. 553 skill power, 21,960 health, has an offensive mod slot in it where I'm getting 6.5% weapon damage on my mask. Now the only Fenris piece that I have is the gloves, and one piece gives you 10% assault rifle damage. The attributes are 12% assault rifle damage, and instead of that crit chance, I would prefer some skill power on there to further unlocking more and stronger mods as far as my Squirtle Pokey Heal or my Hive, whichever skill that you choose to use. And of course it has Devastating, plus 5% weapon damage. Now, let's say you don't care about the Pokey Heal, you just want more skill power. So that way, either you can have a Devastating Seeker. If you're using the Pyromaniac with the Survivalist, you have those flame grenades that work out well that will proc not only the Pyromaniac, but it also will proc Spark. And this is my Pyromaniac here, 23k base damage. Works out really well, it's really nice. Or you could go with the Merciless, as typical most people do. The Merciless will give you another avenue in which to proc Spark, and no need to have to worry about throwing grenades or using skill. It just all depends on your personal preference. But back to what we were saying, let's say you want more skill, you want a stronger Seeker, and maybe a stronger Hive heal. Well, then all you have to do is simply go over here, switch specialists, activate the technician, and your damage is going to stay absolutely the same. But you're going to be getting 3,060 skill power. So your mods will reflect your heal. And as you can see, I don't really have great healing mods for my hive. It kind of is, I would say, wouldn't even become close to mediocre. I'm more like damage oriented. But like I said, if you wanted more skills, it does give you more avenues as far as different and multiple skills in which to use. As you can see, I do not have my weapon damage on ARs. I actually have it on LMGs. So let's switch it over because I know people in the comment section, no, your damage went down. What is wrong? Did you lying to me? Are you clickbaiting me? No. As you can see, 24.2, it's just all in that skill tree of switching from LMG damage to AR. But I know some of you also might be concerned as far as even this way, well, you don't have that much hazard protection. What do you do? Well, I'm getting 20% hazard protection from my two-piece Heligard, but also on my Savage Wolverine, I have Stop, Drop, and Roll, which, while equipped, rolling removes burning, bleed, and poison stats effects can occur once every 60 seconds. Stop, Drop, and Roll is clutch. Now, if you don't have it on your primary or secondary, then put it in your holster talent on your sidearm, because I like to pair it well with Protected Reload, and then, of course, Protected Reload, Stop, Drop, and Roll, having tons and tons of synergy. But with those Seekers, like I said, if you have better mods, your damage is going to reflect that. My mod situation is very abysmal, so apologies for that. But I'll show you what the damage is on a Seeker in which that I have, is according to my mods. So don't judge me too harshly. So just with those alone, 254k in PvP, and then if I want to just run missions with it, then it's 1157, 768, so 1.1 and a half million on PvE for NPCs in a dark zone, or 254k, almost 255k on PvE. So it works out really well. It just depends on your playstyle and what you prefer. Go with the extra skill power with the Technician, or you prefer the Squirtle Seeker Pokey Heal and go with the Survivalist, because also you can regenerate ammo just by doing cover to cover. This is more helping out your teammates because you can put down your heal with the Hive. Everybody can stand in it, and you can pair that with the new Specialist, the Firewall. And if someone's using the shield, you stand behind them, then you're going to gain weapon damage for doing so when there's enemies in front of that shield. But mainly it was to showcase this particular weapon right here. But stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys fudging later.